Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World Dominion review. And today we're going to be looking at the new, well this is not new entirely, but it is the Ferocious pack Moros Intrepidus. Now, I got this figure for like $8 or $9 at Walmart. And if you guys don't know what the Ferocious pack is, it is a line of figures, or one of the first line of figures that came out in this lineup of Dominion toys. And this is the first figure that I picked up. It is, well, the Moros Intrepidus. And if you guys don't know what the Moros Intrepidus is, it is I think it was a small theropod dinosaur that lived during the Cretaceous period. And this figure was also, this figure was in the Jurassic World Dominion prologue 5-minute video. It was in there. It was in the 65 million years ago introduction that was part of the movie. But sadly, they did not put that prologue in the movie. The movie would have been a lot better if they put that scene in the movie, but they just didn't. It was only kept as a clip itself that introduces the movie, but it wasn't actually part of the movie. But anyway, let's get on to the figure. You got the Jurassic World Dominion logo down here. You got the nice looking Rexy render in the back. Then the sky is dark blue with the helicopter chasing after Rexy. Then you got the words Moros Intrepidus down here with the Ferocious pack. Then there's the Mattel logo. And let's look at the back. These are the other figures that are in the wave alongside with this individual figure. You got the Velociraptor, Mararia, or Miragaya. I'm just going to pronounce it that. If I am wrong, that's how I pronounce it. The Miragaya. Then there's the Velociraptor Blue. I did see the Miragaya at Walmart today, but I just didn't pick it up because, well, some people complained about how scientifically accurate the dinosaur looks, and they say that it looks weird, but the paint apps are also lazy on that figure. But let's not talk about that one. I'll probably review that another time. And then there's also, well, there's blue. I did not see blue at Walmart today either, but the only figures in this wave that I did see were this figure, of course, and the Miragaya. The other figures, they weren't there. But anyway, you got the Jurassic World Dominion logo up here. Then it says scan the code to unlock in the Jurassic World Facts app. You pick up the, no, not pick up, but you pull out the scan code in the back of the feature, and then you scan the code, tell over down here, and that's pretty much all about the back. But without further ado, let's get into a closer look at this cool figure. Okay, so here is the figure out of its packaging. Now, I gotta say, this figure looks pretty decent. It doesn't look fantastic or completely great, but it looks decent to me. So, let's go over the paint. Well, first of all, let's go over the paint apps. So, I gotta say, the colors with this figure they picked weren't too bad, but the paint apps are, like the paint application with the design and stuff like that with the colors are actually kind of lazy, but probably not as bad as I thought it would be, because they did spread it in a little bit of areas. But anyways, let's go over the paint apps. So they picked this orange color. I'm really happy that they did this. I'm really happy that they made the entire tail like orange instead of just, I mean, it could look nicer or probably good too if instead of having the whole tail painted, they could have just made, like, I don't know, they could have made it like a spotted orange and a spotted blue at the same time. I think it would have looked a lot nicer if they did that instead of just, in my opinion, I mean, it looks cool this way too. I don't really blame them for doing this too much, but still, I gotta say, it looks cool that way, even though, but anyway, let's get to the claws. They did not paint the claws, of course, but let's not worry about those. They also didn't really paint the toe claws too, or the foot claws. And then going on to the face, They actually didn't do too bad of the eyes. They actually did, instead of actually printing the eye color on there, they actually colored and actually, here's the thing. Instead of printing a eye color on there, they actually painted the eyes themselves, and it actually turned out to actually look really cool. The overall eye color is green instead of being the entire green color of the figure, while the pupil is black. So I think they did a great job with the eye color and everything. And then if you look right there, there is a big speck of orange on his face. Then if you look right there, like closely right there is some color of white. And then his jaw, his whole entire jaw is white. Oh my God, he could, literally, what? I literally just realized this. He can open up his jaw that wide. Or maybe he's not supposed to. Maybe the thing just came out or something. It probably did. But I gotta say, the jaw articulation is pretty cool. But here's the thing. The funny thing is that it's not with just this figure, but it's also with the other Fiercest Pack figures. But if you open up these figures, like the jaws or the mouths, it locks in a certain position of where you want it to be. It doesn't just slide open. You have to push it open, and then it will lock into a certain like position, whatever you want it to be at. I gotta say, the teeth looks pretty thin. The teeth doesn't look too bad. They did a good job with the teeth. They gave it a slightly glossy look on the tongue, and then with the jaw, it looks pretty cool. And then the roof of the mouth, the roof of the mouth is not even pink. It's just blue. I don't know why they did that, but it's not really a problem. And the thing that I don't like, well, this isn't too bad, but the feathers that run along the back of this figure isn't too bad. They made them just blue. Like, they could have at least put a little bit of speckled color or just an overall different color on the feathers that go along the back of this figure. And then if you look under here, the Jurassic World logo is on the foot. And also for the action feature, my bad, not the action feature, but for the scan code is inside there. I'm trying to get it out, but, oh, there it is. This is the scan code for this figure if you want to get into the Jurassic World Facts app. There's the scan code. There it is. And his nostrils are also like very, very small because this dinosaur wasn't too big in real life. Now let's go on to the articulation of this figure. Now he can move his neck up and down in 360, which is pretty nice. And also they put some some white on the underneath of his neck. So I'm happy that they did that. They also made his arms white, like an overall white color, and they also put a little bit of white color on his chest. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy that they did that. But anyway, let's get on to the articulation of this figure. Now his tail, you can move his tail 360 degrees if you like. You can also move his arms 360. I think you can move his arms 360. Yes, you can. His arms too. And his legs, I don't think that can happen. Oh, yes, you can. You just gotta move his head, and then I'm not gonna do that, but you can move his legs pretty wide range of motion. And it actually this figure actually stands well. So, and then the jaw articulation goes like this. I don't know if this, here's the thing, I don't know if this is my figure, but his mouth, like, if you just look in his mouth, the part where, I mean, I don't know if you're going to see this, but the part where, like, right there where it's supposed to end, it popped out of the hole, and then therefore, his jaw opens up extremely wide. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but it's really cool with my figure. But anyway, the articulation, his legs can move, his arms can go out like this. No, they can't. They can't swivel in and out. Here's the thing. His arms or his shoulders, they can go like this, but they can't like go in and out, like swivel out like the legs. No, the legs can't do it neither. Sorry. But the articulation on this figure is pretty well. So yeah, there it goes for articulation. And I'm gonna see if this figure can actually, stand pretty well too. So there you go. All right, there it goes with all the aspects of the way this figure is. Now I gotta say, this figure is not that bad. They could have did a okay. Oh, sorry about that. They could have did a better. They could have did a better job with the paint application and the way it like affects the way the figure looks. It doesn't look too terrible, but it doesn't look too great. Like the paint apps, like the orange, like they didn't really put too much orange all over the body. All they did was put it right there. What they could have done was put the orange and white color. Like, I'm really disappointed with how they did the white color. Is like they only put it out of all the places that they put like the little white speckled spots right there. They only put it right there. They could have put it. They had a lot of other places to put the white color, but they just put it on the face and they only put it as like a small speck of white on the face. They could have did a better job with that, and I'm actually kind of disappointed with the way they did the white. But with the orange, they could have did a little bit better with the orange. They could have like put like a whole line of, they could have put a whole line of orange running down the back of the figure like, like blue does. But they could have put the orange and white like on the hips, on the legs, and then they also could have put it on the other side of the body, like right there. And then they also could have done the same thing on the tail, but instead they just colored. This isn't, like I said earlier, this isn't too bad, but they just painted the whole entire tail orange. I mean, there is a speck right there, right there, that's blue and not orange, but that looks better than just being 100%. It's probably not too great, but at least it's slightly better than painting the whole entire tail orange. Anyways, oh yeah, and also he can move his head down and up like that. And now I'm going to compare this dinosaur to some of the other figures that I have. So here is the figure previously reviewed figure of the Triceratops compared to it, and obviously this figure is smaller than the trike. Here's the comparison of the, sorry, it won't stand. Sorry about this. But here is it with the comparison of the Soundstrike Cryolophosaurus from Primal Attack. Then here is the figure compared to the, or I'll just put it back here, the Fierce Force Sauropelta. It's compared. I'm just gonna put it right here. So there it is compared. And now for the last comparison, the Roar Strikers and Ankylosaurus. Okay, so overall review with this figure, I think they did a nice job with the figure. I think they picked out the right colors. I think the articulation isn't too bad. It could have been better. Actually, no, this articulation doesn't really matter because who's going to even worry about, I mean, you could do a 360 with him, but anyways, so I think that if they're going to make the colors look exactly like this, then I think, okay, here's the thing. If they're going to pick nice colors like this and put it on a small dinosaur toy and have the paint apps look like this, then I think they could have just picked different colors that they're going to make it look like this. Because I think it just looks lazy how they just put the paint apps, like this. And I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed with the white that they just put, like, you can barely even see the white. The white is like right there on the face, and they only, Oh yeah, and I've also realized something funny about my figure. There's like they accidentally put like white spots on, like right there, speck of white. That was like a painting mistake that the company did with this figure that I have, bro. Yeah. The main thing that I'm worried about this figure is that they just could have made the paint apps a lot better. They could have just done that. And if they're gonna look lazy, they could have at least did it with a different color. That way it would actually look more like it would actually look more spot on or something like that. I don't know, but looks like the spot on probably hasn't been spotted on enough because again, paint apps lazy. But anyways, the thing that I'm mainly happy about with the paint apps is how they just put, instead of just putting one giant slab of one single color on one certain area of the figure, they actually made, I'm actually kind of happy that they put a little bit of white under the neck region and the chest region and also made the arms white. I'm really happy that they did that. But anyways, if you guys, sorry, I think I heard something. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this review, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications bells, follow my Twitter, Instagram, and my social media, and just hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads or reviews. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.